Sometimes you'll notice that we use some language that's not helpful, to put it mildly, as we are attempting to minister to one another. It might sound like this: you said this, but you meant this. You looked at me this way. Based on that, here's what was going on in your heart. I know what was going on. I saw that look on your face. I know what was going on in your heart. You didn't reach out, therefore you don't love me. See the connections that we make? And the common denominator in these statements is we're making an assessment based on our ability to not only observe a person's external actions, but then perceive the innermost intentions of their heart, their motives. And we operate with this mindset, even though Jeremiah 17:9 says the heart can't be understood by anyone, including the person themselves. I know your heart. I know what's going on in there. And we come along and operate in relationships as if we have clarity about heart intentions and motives. Paul says we can't even do that with ourselves, let alone someone else. So back to our passage, if both critics and conscience can't render a decisive verdict, who can? Into verse 4, the one who examines me is the Lord. That's the verdict that counts. That's the appraisal that counts. All human appraisals fall drastically short. Now again, the distinction we have to keep clarifying is that between the human and divine examination. I highlight that because one could misunderstand and abuse this passage and claim that it's saying this: well, it doesn't matter what I say or do. God knows my heart. Only He can judge me. And it becomes a license for a person to just say, my words, my actions are irrelevant because you don't know my heart. That's a grave error and a misunderstanding of that passage. This is talking about when there isn't the objectivity of ungodly speech, ungodly behavior. In other words, you can't go to Scripture to demonstrate one way or the other. And in those moments, you have to recognize, okay, the Lord knows what's going on. I don't know what's going on in that person's heart. There's some smoke, but I don't have fire. I don't have objectivity in the Word. The point here is mere human examination is severely limited. It's subjective. It's insufficient to render any decisive judgment. So what are we supposed to do with our opinions, our fears, our suspicions? When we can't go to a chapter and verse and say, here's what's going on, but we have this opinion we can't get rid of, or this fear, or this suspicion. Paul tells us, he gives us an applicational punchline, as one scholar put it. Verse 5. Here's the instruction. Therefore, do not go on passing judgment before the time, but wait until the Lord comes, who will both bring to light the things hidden in the darkness and disclose the motives of men's hearts. Our human assessments, our opinions, our suspicions, our fears have to be tempered by the fact that any present judgment will be premature, incomplete, flawed, like the Corinthians and Paul. And this is an imperative. Stop passing judgment. Stop rendering verdicts. Stop making human appraisals that are based on limited human judgment. What do you do instead? Wait. Wait. Wait until the Lord comes, because He will do at that point what no human being can do and what no congregation can do. He will bring to light, He'll take His divine spotlight, shine it on the things in the darkness, and what is He going to shine it on? Motives. The things that we can't see right now. The things that are inaccessible to fellow human beings, that's what He's going to reveal. The purposes of hearts, the motives, the intentions. Again, obviously demonstrating why no human being qualifies for that type of judgment. We can't search the heart. All we can do is evaluate the externals.